Hello there, this is the final screencast to cover the remaining district trainings that have been a part of our required 2012-2013 trainings. This final training is about Policy AC, non-discrimination and anti-harassment policy, as well as references going along with Senate Bill 54. Non-discrimination and anti-harassment policy for the district are found in Policy AC. The School District of Maplewood-Richmond Heights Board of Education is committed to maintaining a workplace and educational environment that is free from discrimination and harassment in admission or access to or treatment of employees and program services, activities, and facilities. The district strictly prohibits discrimination and harassment against employees, students, or others on a basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, ancestry, disability, age, sexual orientation, and/or perceived sexual orientation, genetic information, or any other characteristic protected by law. Prohibitions include retaliatory actions, including but not limited to acts of intimidation, threat, coercion, or discrimination against those who make complaints of prohibited discrimination or harassment, report prohibited discrimination or harassment, participate in an investigation, formal proceeding, or informal resolution, whether conducted internally or outside the district, concerning prohibited discrimination or harassment. Number 2, aiding, abetting, inciting, or compelling or coercing discrimination, harassment, or retaliatory action. And 3, discrimination, harassment, or retaliation against any persons because of such person's association with a person protected from discrimination or harassment in accordance with this policy. All employees, students, and visitors must immediately report to the district for investigation any incident or behavior that could constitute discrimination, harassment, or retaliation in accordance with this policy. Slide 41 has to do with interim measures that are put into place when these allegations are made. When we look at slide 42, we see that employees who violate this policy will be disciplined up to and including employment termination. Students who violate this policy will be disciplined, which may include suspension or expulsion. Patrons, contractors, or visitors, or others who violate this policy may be prohibited from school grounds or otherwise restricted from our school grounds. Additional consequences and remedies are seen here in slide 43. The actual definition of harassment can be read here. The compliance officer for Policy AC is Ms. Roxana Meacham, and her with the contact information. Some information now about reporting these allegations. I want to read bullet point number 2, that unless the concern is otherwise voluntarily resolved, all persons must report incidents that might constitute discrimination, harassment, or retaliation directly to the compliance officer or acting compliance officer. The first bullet tells us that students, employees, and others may attempt to resolve minor issues by addressing concerns directly to the person alleged to have violated this policy, but they are not expected or required to do so. Any attempts to voluntarily resolve a grievance will not delay the investigation once a report has been made to the district. Building level administrators are in a unique position to identify and address discrimination, harassment, and retaliation between students, particularly when behaviors are reported through normal disciplinary process and not through a grievance. The administrator has the ability to immediately discipline a student for prohibited behavior in accordance with Policy AC. The district will immediately investigate all grievances. All persons are required to cooperate fully in the investigation. The district compliance officer or other designee may utilize an attorney or other professionals to investigate. In determining whether the alleged conduct constitutes discrimination, harassment, or retaliation, the district will consider the surrounding circumstances, the nature of the behavior, the relationship between the parties involved, past incidents, the context in which the alleged incidents occurred, and all other relevant information. Whether a particular action or incident constitutes a violation of this policy requires a determination based on all the facts surrounding circumstances. If after the investigation, school officials determine it is more likely than not that discrimination, harassment, or other prohibited behavior has occurred, the district will take immediate corrective action. The final piece of this training has to do with policy GB-LB concerning giving references. Recent Senate Bill 54 has changed what this means for schools. Most importantly, it means that if you are providing a reference to another school for a current or former employee or colleague, you are making that reference as an individual and not as a member of the school. As you can see from the policy, that only the superintendent or persons specifically designated by the superintendent may respond on behalf of the district to a reference request for a current or former employee. Additional information about GB-LB includes the items that can be provided at any point in time by a school district for reference. Please continue to ask your administrator or district administrator concerning any reference items that you get. We want to make sure that we are in compliance with the new Senate Bill 54. Part of this bill is designed to make sure that teachers that have had allegations of sexual misconduct against them are not moved on to another school district without them knowing that information. Know that we will be keeping records of the references that we do send out that are official references from the district. The district is notifying all of its employees of this policy. That's the purpose of this training. And remember that any district employee is permitted under this policy to respond to requests for references regarding former employees and who communicate only the information authorized in this policy in good faith and without malice are entitled to immunity against action. District employees responding to requests for references in accordance with this policy may request the Attorney General to defend them if sued. If you have any further questions about policies AC or policies GB-LB, please refer to board policy as on the website or to these slides, which can be found in the teacher handbook. Also, any questions can be brought to principal or assistant principal for further clarification.